Hey guys, today is Monday, Moon Day, June 9th, and the energies in the day adds up or induced to number 6 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to today's energy, adding up or reducing to the number 6 vibration, the number 6 brings our attention to community, to responsibilities. So when it comes to today's energy being the 9th, something definitely comes to an end or there's an opportunity for it to evolve to the next level. But when I look at the number 6 and the number 9 together, the number 6 is amplified because we're in the 6 months and the energy in the day adds up or reduced to number 6 vibration. So there's big emphasis on the material side of things. It's like, focus on your status, focus on your title, what it is that you own, your community, the people that you associate yourself with, wanting to be close to others who are more like-minded. And that could be the case for some wanting to be close to others who are more like-minded. And for others, it could be wanting to be closer to some who will add value to your status in some way because of, how you might see them or how society might see them. But with the day being the 9th, brings something to our attention around change, around endings and opportunities for new beginnings or something evolving to the next level. The number 9 can also bring in an energy that causes us to not want to rock the boat, cause us to go along to get along. And when it comes to today's energy and it being the 9th, I feel like by the end of the day, some of us could find ourselves wishing we said more, especially with Cancer, with Mercury in Cancer. I could see the person feeling like, I can't believe I allowed them to talk to me like that. I can't believe I didn't say anything. I imagine the person like reflecting on what happened and planning out what they should have said because they didn't say it. Because I could see, the 6 energy in the day has us in social environments, whether this is at work, this is in passing, the grocery store, whatever. There's something social. And with the number 9 energy, the day being the 9th, I feel like for some of us, it feels like something went over our head, and it only went over our head because we didn't want to have discord. We didn't want to have bad vibes. Or I think of Mercury in Cancer. With Mercury in Cancer, the mind is in a place where naturally we become so much aware of what we have to lose. Naturally, we become so much aware of fears. And keep in mind that a fear is false evidence appearing to be real. So while Mercury is transiting Cancer, some of us could find ourselves like unlocking unnecessary fears, and all of a sudden this energy is governing our lives, and there's this feeling of not wanting to be exposed, wondering what other people will say or what other people think. And I look at how Mercury and Cancer is being squared by Saturn in Aries, and Saturn in Aries is not that far from North Node in Pisces. So there's kind of a conjunct, and the North Node talks about destiny and the direction that we need to go in collectively at this time in order to, feel free, in order to pursue destiny. And with the North Node in Pisces, collectively, we want to go in a direction that allows us to express ourselves in a creative way or in a direction that is healing. So I think of in the process of us healing ourselves and pursue a path in something that heals us, we're also healing others, because I think of Pisces energy as a healing energy. And for me, I always ask myself, if I could bring awareness to or solve something in the world that I struggle with, what would that be? I think of Pisces energy for that. Because it's like, imagine if you're bringing awareness to something in the world that you struggled with, or you're trying to solve something in the world that you struggle with. That means every day you're constantly focused on this thing that you're working on within yourself. And in the process of you working on this thing within yourself, you're holding the door for others when it comes to the thing. So an example, I think of maybe the person who struggled with poverty because they grew up in a family that struggled financially, and they're seeing their way out of making bad decisions around finances or self-worth issues and psychological issues around money and the way they see things. And this person's into accounting and into finances, they're into money, but they come from a background where they struggle financially. And say if this person could get to the root of, certain mindset that got in the way or certain habits that got in the way, and set up something for themselves where they're slowly seeing progress when it comes to their financial situation. that person is bringing awareness to and healing something within themselves that they struggle with, and helping others who also deal with that. Because people who struggle with that, like, they're going to resonate with that person who's bringing attention to that, because they've been there. They've been there. Or I think of the person who struggled maybe with some health thing, and they were able to regulate it in their body or solve it in their body. Or maybe someone struggled with injustice at one time and they want to become a lawyer, and becoming a lawyer, they're going to niche down and focus on the thing that they experience injustice with, because they believe, if I could bring attention to this or bring awareness to this or solve this in the world, I feel like the world would be a better place, because the way that this thing is set up is just unfair. So for me, with North Node and Pisces, is bringing our attention, it's moving in a direction where we're healing ourselves on a subconscious level and also healing others. North Node and Pisces also brings me to moving in a direction that's spiritual. It's like, when it comes to the business that you do, the career that you're in, the path that you're in, like, is there a spiritual connection to it? Whatever it is there a spiritual connection to it? So, that's conjunct Saturn, and Saturn is in Aries. And with Saturn in Aries, it's like Aries energy is the self, it's the individual. And for me, with Saturn there, we're in the gym, we're getting fit, we're working on ourselves, who we identify ourselves as. We're working on how we want to be seen. Saturn's helping us to work on our ambition and our ability to take action. Saturn is helping us to be organized with that. And, with Saturn there, helping us to work on being seen, work on, feeling good about ourselves. And that work will look like challenges coming up, us being challenged to be bold and take certain action as Saturn helps us to do the work. That's squaring Mercury in Cancer. And Mercury in Cancer, again, Saturn wants us to focus on us, and, we're in Aries and want to be seen. And Neptune energy is also conjuncting Saturn. So we're having these visions about ourselves, these dreams, these goals, these spiritual, creative dreams and goals. And Saturn is helping to organize things and helping us to have structure and discipline where that's concerned. But Mercury in Cancer want to hold things down, don't want to give away too much, and that makes sense. But I feel like when it comes to the square of Mercury in Cancer, we want to make sure that never in any situation we're speaking down on ourselves, or speaking down on our dreams, or speaking down on ourselves and speaking down on our dreams, or speaking down on anything that has to do with us, in order for other people to feel safe, in order for other people to feel better about themselves, or maybe in order for us to feel safe around them. We're speaking down on ourselves. I feel like it's one thing to not say nothing. It's better to not say nothing, but never speak poorly about yourself. When it comes to, say, the spirit animal, we have the golden egg, and the golden egg comes out in the reversal position. And this spirit animal brings in spirit guidance that would be beneficial for today. So with the golden egg energy, for me in the upright position, it would remind me of being intentional and planting a seed. Coming out in the reversal position for me brings me to, say, not wasting your time or attention trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to something, or trying to come up with an answer or solution for something. It's like something is coming to an end today, and it's like you want to surrender and just allow it, and not trying to get in the way of. It's like, I imagine something is picking up speed and it's rolling down the hill, and some of us want to get in the way of it and stop it. And it's like, just accept it. Just accept it. Also too, with the golden egg in the reversal position, it brings me to, say, you already had an original idea about something, and with the golden egg in the reversal position, it's like you've dismissed your idea, you dismissed your opinion, you dismissed your views, because maybe you didn't believe in yourself enough and you believe in them more. So you figure, they have a different view, they have a different opinion, so theirs must be correct and mine must be wrong. I get the feeling of someone dismissing and abandoning something that has to do with them to go with someone else's flow when it comes to today's energy. And, I could see how we could do that from time to time, because we don't believe in ourselves, and, we tend to. Some of us don't believe in ourselves, and some of us tend to put other people on a pedestal. Of course, that's not going to be everyone. Today, Monday, Moon Day, the moon is in Sag, and the moon is our inner world, inner conversation, how we're speaking to ourselves. I love that it's positively speaking to Pluto in Aries. Pluto in Aquarius, and Saturn conjunct Neptune, and also North Node, which is in Pisces. But I love how it's positively speaking to what's happening in Aries. And I feel like the positive conversation that's happening there, the moon is in a place where we want to be social, but it's squaring Mars in Leo. And I feel like when I think of like, say, Mars and Leo energy, Mars is our motivation, our ability to take action. And I think of like, say, how Mars rules Aries and what is happening in Aries. And then with Mars and Leo, it's like we're starting to believe in ourselves again. Some of us are starting to believe in ourselves, starting to have faith when it comes to certain things. But with Moon and Sag squaring Mars in Leo, I feel like with Moon and Sag energy and creating that square, it gives me the feeling that some of us were too busy about what's going on outside of ourselves. And because we're too busy with what's going on outside of ourselves, our business is going out of business. So it's like you want to worry about the business that pays you and not worry about anything else that ain't got nothing to do with you. And with where the moon is in Sag today, some of us could find ourselves busy, you know, being social or busy worrying about other people, other things. When it comes to the tarot, we have the 9 of Wands in the upright position. And the 9 of Wands in the upright position feels like positive energy for today, where it's like the day is the 9th and we have the 9 of Wands energy. And the 9 of Wands for me would bring me to coming a long way when it comes to something, but still having the strength to move forward. So for some of us, you know, some things can come up today and we wonder, like, do I have what it takes to make it happen? And it's like, yes, you have what it takes to move forward. But with the golden egg in the reversal position, you have what it takes to move forward. You don't need a new plan, a new idea. If anything, say someone here was pursuing something and things didn't go your way. It's like, learn from the perceived failure, because what you perceive as failure is really something that's instructing you on how to do better, how to make certain things happen for yourself. So instead of, you know, thinking that you need to scrap your original idea and come up with a brand new one, instead take a step back and see how can you tweak the idea that you have? How can you make things better? Where to me, failure, or what we perceive as failure, it's like, imagine you're like a scientist. You're a scientist and you're running these experiments, meaning you're working towards something and something didn't go your way. So with things not going your way or things failed, that's data. That's information for you to sit down, observe, and see, okay, what do I need to do different moving forward? I did this, I did that, and this or that didn't work out. Do I need to do something different moving forward? Is there something about the time? Is there something about the location? Is there something about me? Instead, use the feedback. You know, what you might perceive as failure, see it as feedback and use it to make a better decision moving forward. It could be a relationship, something that didn't work out with a relationship, you know, because with today being 9th energy and we being in June, 6 months, and the energies in the day adding up, reducing to the number 6 vibration, it could be something around a relationship. And it's like, if you cannot allow that thing to make you bitter or not make you to kind of give up on the world and give up on life, give up on love, then you won. And it's like, what did you learn from that experience? What did it tell you about you? What did you learn from that experience? What did it tell you about you? What's the pattern with how you're showing up and how you could do things different moving forward? I feel like that's something to consider when it comes to this energy. But today, let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed a pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solo return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. Jupiter went into Cancer. Hopefully you've already saw the Jupiter in Cancer energy. And with Jupiter in Cancer, things are amplified. about our home, about our family. I feel like for some people, things might be exposed around the home and the family. For others, there might be amazing opportunities coming up wherever Jupiter is in your, wherever Cancer is in your chart. Opportunities could be coming up around that. And the opportunity just looks like you becoming aware of the opportunity, you being optimistic enough to see that the opportunity is there, a shift in your frequency that aligns you with the opportunity that always been there. Or for some people, Jupiter in Cancer, wherever Cancer is for you, it might expose some things that, you know, you kept hidden, some things that were once a secret, because that's one thing I've observed with the Jupiter transit. It could bring in opportunities of, you know, it could help us to become aware of opportunities where we seem to be lucky, but it is only through preparation you are able to make the most of that opportunity. And for some, it could just shine major light on something to the point that it exposes a thing, you know? So that's something to consider when it comes to, say, Jupiter transiting Cancer. But yeah, when it comes to today's energy, you have the strength to keep moving forward when it comes to something. So just trust in yourself when it comes to that, and you want to mind the business that pays you. So, you know, today's a day where you could easily want to focus on what's happening over there. Or I think of the whole saying, the grass is greener on the other side. Today's a day where some of us could easily get distracted by the grass being greener on the other side, but the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener wherever you water it. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, I would love to hear from you. You could do so by dropping me a white heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.